Hey there lovelies, this is the second in my series of Etsy for Absolute Beginners tutorials. My name's Sarah Leonard, I blog over at A Cat Like Curiosity and also I'm the founder of the Curiously Gorgeous Sisterhood. The reason I started this Etsy tutorial series is because Etsy's quite hard to describe in words when someone isn't sure what to do, but it's very simple to show how to do something via video, because the site itself isn't as complicated as it might first seem. So this series is aimed at Etsy sellers, old and new, who maybe haven't made the most of their Etsy profile. Maybe they're just a few little things that they're not really sure about how to do. This is aimed at those people. So today's topic for the tutorial is creating a banner for your Etsy shop. Now this is my Etsy shop here, you can see, ta-da! And my banner is up at the top here. So I created this banner on a website, a free website called PicMonkey, which is this one here, PicMonkey.com. Now I have an account with PicMonkey. I pay a very small amount every month in order to be able to use all the what they call royale features. But you can still do an awful lot with PicMonkey, even if you don't have an account at all, even if you use just the free services. So what I'm going to show you today is a little bit about how to create a banner for your store. So if you go to your own Etsy store and you're all signed in and everything, at the top you should have a bit that says your shop and then your shop's name, and when you hover over it, then this little menu kind of appears underneath. And where you need to go in order to change your banner or look at your banner is info and appearance. So you can see here it says shop banner image, and you can just literally upload one once you have it ready. It has to be JPEG, GIF or PNG, and it has to be this size, 760 pixels by 100 pixels, and no larger than 2 megabytes. So we're not talking a huge scary file, we're talking something fairly small and fairly manageable. Okay. So when you are in PicMonkey, you might have yourself an image that you definitely know that you want to use within your banner, or you might not. So let's see whether see which pictures I actually have saved on here. So this is actually my husband's computer, and all I have on here are just sample pictures, which obviously I wouldn't really use as my Etsy banner, but I'm going to open one of them up anyway just to show you how flexible it is. So we want an image that is the size that Etsy suggests, so 760 pixels by 100 pixels. So in order to change the size, we need to go on this left-hand sidebar here, and we need to click resize. Now this is going to just look mega weird, but I'm going to do it anyway. So let's type in 760 by 100. Now you'll see there that I unclicked the keep proportions thing, because if that's clicked, then what it does is it tries to keep the picture the same size. So you'll find that whenever you type in one box, the other box magically changes to keep the overall picture the same kind of orientation and everything. But that's not what we want it to do this time, so I'll untick that box again, type in my 100, and that's the size that my banner needs to be. Now obviously that picture looks slightly pants at the moment. I don't think it would be anybody's choice for an Etsy banner, but there are things that we can do to make this work. So I'm going to head down to the overlays section, which is this nice little pretty butterfly here, and I'm just going to select a rectangular overlay, which you can see here. I'm going to drag it until it covers the whole thing. And then I'm going to change the colour to white. So because I'm a bit of a nerd, I already know that white is FFFFFFFFFFF, enter, and that's then a blank canvas. And if you click on this little button here, it says merge together all overlays and marry them to the photo. I'm going to do that now, because then at the moment I can move it around, and that doesn't seem annoying now, but by the time you've put text and things on there, that will probably get to be annoying. So I'm just going to merge those layers together so that it stays put. I can't move it or do anything without realizing what I'm doing. So Now let's think about an Etsy banner. If you're wanting your Etsy banner to have your name on, for example your shop name, and I would recommend that, you can click on the sidebar here where the T's are for the text, and you have a whole range of different fonts that you can choose from. Okay, the ones with the little crowns next to them are ones that Royale members can use, so people who've signed up for PicMonkey. But you can also see that there's an awful lot of ones without anything next to them. Those are free. They're all available for anybody to use. So let me just find one, pick one, and we'll get started. That one's quite nice, quite bold. So let's say, let's make up a name of a shop. In fact, let's not. Let's pretend. I'm just going to pretend I'm Robin from my frequent flyers team for a while. I know her store is called Robin's Nest, and I'm just going to make a banner using PicMonkey and using her name. I hope she doesn't mind. You should search for Robin's Nest on Etsy because she has some very lovely artwork. Now, so you can see here I'm dragging the sides of the text box out to each side so that it's the full length of the piece that I'm working on. Now I'm going to just click on and select that text, and I'm going to slide the slider over to make it nice and big. If you get to the end of the slider and it's still not quite big enough, that's okay. Just click away, click again, and then you'll see the slider has reset itself. So you can make that as big as you want to. So Robin's Nest is the title of the shop, and I've already gone ahead just on autopilot and changed the colour of the text to the colour I always use, this 5E, 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 this nice sort of dark grey colour. I've just done that without explaining it because that's just like autopilot for me, so apologies for that. When you first get your, in fact I might just undo what I just did, undo, undo, undo. Let's just go back to the point where I've got the text in there. So if you're wanting to change the colour, just click on the text altogether and you can pick any colour you like from over here. It will give you so many options, and you can mess around with it, drag it around until you find one that you like. Then we can centre the text and we can make it bigger. Okay, and then we can just make the text box bigger so that it makes sense. And I tend to pull it right to the edges so that then I know my text is actually centered. Okay, make that one a little bit bigger again. And if, say, you liked that but you wanted a bit more variety, you could, for example, just change odd colours here and there, to make it a bit more interesting. Yeah? So that's a nice title. I might make it a tiny smidge bigger. That's good. So you've got the name of the store there at the top prominently so people can see it, which is good. And then I would recommend putting in some kind of tagline about what you sell. And I would do that in a smaller, probably more cursive, so more handwriting like font. So I'm just going to make up a little tagline for Robin here. To find gorgeous art and uplifting words. Let's see, now that's teeny tiny, you're not going to be able to see that at all, so I'm going to select it like I did last time. I'm going to centre it like I did last time, and I'm going to make it bigger. This is where we'll find out if I made any spelling mistakes or not. And again I'm going to drag the box all the way out to the edges because then I know it's definitely in the middle. And I'm going to find a space for that where I think it fits, up near the text above. Don't worry about overlapping the text boxes, they won't make any difference to each other, it won't cancel one out or anything like that. And I think I'll leave that the colour that it is in, just the ordinary black. Now that's a very clear, very precise, very concise banner, would make total sense, but I think you might want to pretty it up a little bit more. Now if we go back to our overlays, which is here, we can do things like we can add in different little pictures, and what we can do is we can actually can match the colour of the little pictures to the colour of our text. So you see there I've highlighted that R, and it's giving me then the code for that colour in the box there. If I press Ctrl and C to copy that, then if I go back to my little heart and click on the colour, I can Ctrl and V, and because this heart has an outline you have to put in the colour twice, but now I know that that's exactly the same colour as that letter. So you can start to colour coordinate and colour code everything. Now if you like that but you want more than one, just click on the little heart, click on your menu button, so right click and click duplicate overlay, and it will give you another one. And you can put them both, one on either side. You can twizzle that one around so it's pointing in the opposite direction, so they're like little bookends. So then there's loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of different overlays you can use here. Loads and loads of them. And some really lovely ones as well. So as I go through them, you'll see that some of them have the little royale crown, so they can only be used by people who've signed up for an account. But there are huge amounts, as you can see as well, that don't have anything like that. So Robin's Nest, that strikes me as we have to have a bird of some kind on here, really. It just seems fitting. So let's have a birdie. And again, we can duplicate that birdie if we wanted to have one on either side. And what's also cool is that if you look here, you can switch it around. So again, you can make them into little bookends. So we'll leave those black to match there, and I think we need something else that matches with that nice pink. Maybe some butterflies that matches with that nice pink colour that we've got going on in the title. I'm just going to resize the butterfly, make it a bit smaller. And then let's find the number for that pink thing. So I'm just going to highlight one of the letters. I'm going to select and copy that code, and then I'm going to go back to my little butterfly and paste the code in there, hit enter, and it's automatically the right colour. And let's copy this little guy, we'll duplicate him, and we'll put him over on this side. I don't know why he's a him, I've just decided he is, for no reason at all. So let's put him there. That'll do. And you can fiddle about with this for hours and hours. It's kind of addictive actually. And let's find something in this nice blue colour as well that we can use so that it all ties in together. So let me go back to my overlays. What can we have? Maybe not those. Leaves maybe. And you can see here you've got basic leaves, but you've also got royale leaves, so they're ones for people who've signed up. Again, but I'm only using the ones that are free to for anyone to use at the moment. And we'll have a couple of little leaves maybe to make that smaller so that it fits, and just whittle it about so it looks like how I want it to. Now we can do the colour thing again. I'm going to copy, I'm going to paste that in there, and then I'm going to duplicate that, bring it up here next to the other one, and I'm going to use that funny button. Actually the funny button, because I've changed the direction of it, the funny button isn't working so well, so I'll just move it manually. That's okay. Let's try and get that somewhere near the middle. Okay, so that would be a very simple, very clear, very easy banner that anyone coming to your blog or website or your store, in fact, would find informative. It tells you what it's about, tells you the name of the shop, gives you a little flavour of the kind of feel that the person's trying to create. So all you'd have to do once you were happy with it is just click save and give it a name. So this is Robin's Nest Banner And you might put first draft because you might find that when you've uploaded it you don't like it. So save to my computer. Remember to save it somewhere where you'll remember. Click save. And that's it. And now you can put it onto my shop. So am I going to do this? Is this a very good idea? I'm just going to do it anyway. Let me open up a new tab here. I'm going to change and show you how to install it. So if you already have a banner on there that you don't like, click the delete button and then click choose a file and go and find that little banner you've made. Double click on it and it's there. Scroll down to the bottom, click save changes, and that's it, you're done. So when you refresh this page, so click on shop again, you can see that my shop has magically changed into Robin's Nest. I hope there's nobody there shopping right now while I do this because this is going to look pretty weird. Anyway, I shall change that back very shortly. So that is the simple, easy way to make a banner using PicMonkey for your Etsy store that represents your brand, gives people an idea of what to expect, is clear, enticing and nice to look at. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial. My name's Sarah Leonard, as I said at the beginning. Please feel free to come and check me out. My blog address is www.acatlikecuriosity, all one word, .blogspot.co.uk. Happy banner making!